Welcome back to the home office here in Huntington Station, New York. My name is Chris Strub. Today, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks and hints on how to make an Instagram Stories template. Now, I don't use a lot of Instagram Stories templates myself personally. I love creating content that's on the go, on the move. You'll often see me on my Instagram Stories walking and talking, creating stuff that's flourishing, that's new, that's related to the weather, that's related to the baseball game that I'm watching, the food that I'm eating, whatever it is. There's always that constant churn, and I think it's important to emphasize before we even get started that providing fresh, new, awesome, exciting, interesting content on a regular basis is the single most important thing that you can do for your audience on Instagram Stories. And of course, I walk you through how to create all of that in one fell swoop at learnigstories.com. That's learnigstories.com. They're our sponsor for today's video. But I'm going to show you some ideas as to how you can create an Instagram Stories template that's going to allow you to save some time on your work and still create some really awesome Instagram Stories content on a regular basis. So what I'm going to do here is bring up my phone, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this on your device. How can I make an awesome Instagram Stories template? Okay, so there's a number of ways that, of course, you can do this. You see we're here in Instagram. Now, one that's very popular would be to use Canva, right? That I can go into my photography section here, and I can use Canva to create a beautiful graphic in the moment. Canva is a free app with some pay-to-play upgrades, as you can even see here right on the home screen. You can buy some coins, and you can update, and you can buy some additional content there. But when I scroll across, and we see here, if I go to this at the top of the screen, it says your story. You can see a whole lot of Instagram templates right there. And you see their shape 16 by 9 vertical. So you can create templates that are really customizable. Canva is a great tool. It comes highly recommended by every social media professional out there. You can go in and edit any of these templates to put in your own photography. You can change all the fonts. It's all very customizable, very simple. And one thing that I love about Canva is that when you create something on your phone, you can go onto your desktop or your laptop and access it right there, and vice versa. If I wanted to create something more intricate, using Photoshop or something on my laptop, and then load it into canva.com, you can bring that up on your phone. But look, Canva's a great hack. It's a very simple, easy way, and it's a wonderful tool that you can use across all of your different social media platforms. I'm going to show you another way here that you can do it. I'm going to open up Instagram, and I'm going to swipe right here. That's going to bring me back into my stories. And it looks like we're having a little bit of lag here. Looks like we're having a little bit of lag with the screen. So what I'm going to do here is swipe up. And this is going to bring me, it's initially going to bring me to my camera roll, but what I did was I went to my Dropbox folder. And when I worked with the Salvation Army last year, they created a whole series of graphics for me. Again, I love road trip marketing, so you can see if I bring up one of these graphics, that I could use these as a template right there, to talk about the different states that I've gone to so far on that road trip, right? So I can edit this just as you would any other image on your phone. They also created for me actual templates, right? So if I went down here, if I wanted to create an Instagram story each day, of course, we know that the first frame of your Instagram story is going to be the most important thing that you're showing. This was a template that I used quite frequently on my Instagram stories during the Salvation Army Fight for Good tour. Again, 25 states in 38 days to raise money and attention for the Salvation Army last year. But that's not even what I wanted to show you. What I really want to show you is something special and different. And what we're going to do here is we're going to slide over a little bit so we can clear out the background, because I'm going to want to create on the background a little bit. So if you're watching my video there on the laptop, Trust me, I'm still here. Don't you worry. And we're going to go like this. I'm going to take a picture. I gotta not look stupid in this picture because we're going to be on this for a minute. Okay, so I've taken a picture. You can see that I intentionally left a lot of white space there around me. So what I want to do, we're going to pretend, we're going to role play a little bit. We're going to say, Chris Strub, I own a deli, right? I own a deli, and each day we have daily specials. We have something that changes at our business each day that I want to share in my Instagram story that's going to last for 24 hours, right? It makes a ton of sense, right? We have our daily breakfast specials. We have our daily lunch specials. I want to create an Instagram template that means that I don't have to change what I'm creating each day. So I'm going to do some quick aesthetic work here while I plug one more time the course. LearnIGstories.com. I want you to go to LearnIGstories.com. This little explainer video is brought to you by LearnIGstories.com. And I'm not going to walk you through and show you how to do each step of what I'm creating here off the bat. But I do slowly walk you through how to create using all of the different tools on Instagram stories at that website, learnigstories.com. So all I've done here is put a little black out. Oops, did not mean to put that smudge there in the middle, right? But all I've done is put a little black outline around this whole image here. Sorry, I'm screwing with some of my notifications as we go. Let's say we clean that up. We're going to create a template here right in Instagram stories. So all I did was draw a little black box around me there. Sorry about that. And I put a shade on top of it. So now I'm going to use the typing feature. Today's specials. Right? So I'm just typing in. I'm going to make this real big. We're going to use green. I love the dark green on here, probably because I went to Binghamton University. It's very close to Pantone 342. You guys always see me wearing my Binghamton hat. Today's specials. And now I'm going to type in breakfast. Well, I'm going to type in the name of the deli. So it's Strub's Deli because I'm really good at naming. Here's a quick story, by the way, as I type this in. My dad owned a deli a few years ago, and the name of the deli was The Deli. I was like, Dad, why'd you call it The Deli? And he's like, well, I just want everybody to, when they ask each other where they want to go for lunch, they're just going to say The Deli. And I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, so I've got my little Strub's Deli in script there. So now what I'm going to do is put breakfast. Okay, and I'm going to make that black. And I'm going to put some emojis and stuff here. And the reason that I'm kind of taking my time doing this is that we're creating a template here. So what we're creating here, we're going to use a lot. So I don't want to just fly through, with most of the examples that I usually create on these demonstrations, I'm going to do so quickly because I want to move on and create the next thing. This content is only going to live for, a day. So what else can I put here for breakfast? Maybe some pancakes. Do we have pancakes? Sure, pancakes. Right? And as I talked about in a previous video here, the GIFs, let's avoid the GIFs for now, because GIFs are always going to live on top of the GIFs are always going to live on top of all of our transparencies, and we want to be able to play with the transparency a little bit. So I got pancakes, eggs, bacon, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave space underneath. So I'm going to leave space here. I'm going to leave space where that X is, so that each day when I use this template, I'm going to be able to plug in what the breakfast specials are. Okay, and now I'm going to type in a second line here, and I'm going to call it lunch, as we talked about, because this deli is only open for breakfast and lunch. Okay. Maybe I want to make that a little bit bigger because we do more lunch sales than we do breakfast sales. And now, maybe I'll put can I put a sandwich there or something? Sandwich. What flag is that? You guys watching at home, tell me what flag that is. How about we do like chicken? Right? How about typical lunch foods, right? What else can I do? What else do you guys want for lunch if you're hungry? What else should I put on here? Sandwich. There you go. That's what I wanted. Like a sandwich. So I got a drumstick and a sandwich, right, for lunch. And now, once again, I'm going to leave this area open. I'm not going to put anything there on my template because I'm making this, again, a template, right? That I don't want to make the whole menu. This is something that I'm going to use every single day. So again, you might be better off doing something like this in Canva or even Photoshop or Microsoft Paint or whatever. But if you don't have any of those tools, you don't want to get caught up. Maybe your phone is full and you can't download Canva. You can do all of this right in Instagram stories. And I think in many ways, it's simpler than using something like Canva because you can save it right here. You can also see that I shaded out the background. So I will show you how to do that. So if you go to the colors and you go to that second pen right there at the top of the screen, the second pen from the left, if I wanted to add another shade on there, I'm going to go to that brown, the dark brown. And now I'm going to tap down on my screen and hold. Yeah, that put another shade on the screen. I'm going to undo that. But that's how I was able to shade over the screen there. And again, I talk all about this at learnigstories.com. Learnigstories.com. We go through tons and tons of examples just like this, where we talk about practical examples and how you can mix together so many of the different things that you can create on Instagram stories. So what would I put at the bottom of a template, right? What would I put at the bottom of a template? Place your order via, right? And I just want to design this, again, just as if I was designing an advertisement for a newspaper or designing a front page or something, right? So I would put a little emoji. And then I would put my phone number down there, 234567890. That is not my phone number, by the way. I'd make that black. Oops, do not add that to your story yet. Please don't do that. When you're working at the bottom of your screen here, that is kind of tricky. Which is why I'm going to hit save here. Because if you accidentally hit add to your story, you're going to have to go back and fix it. Or I want to go back and add laptop, right? And then I want to put Strub's Deli, StubandEli.com. That's good. Strub's Deli, right? So what are the elements that are going to live on, that are going to be on that template every day, right? So now when I hit save, it's not a bad looking template for 5 minutes of work, right? Now, if I wanted to make this look even better, show you another little trick here. Okay, so now I have my rainbow text up there. That actually looked better when it wasn't rainbow text. So we'll just leave it purple. So I hit save. This is my template. So I'm actually going to X out of this. It's going to say discard. You're going to be like, no, you just worked so hard on that. Well, I'm going to discard it. But now here's what I'm going to do. Today's Sunday. I gotta unveil my new Instagram Stories template tomorrow, Monday morning, when we open back up for breakfast. I'm going to swipe to the right. And I'm going to swipe up. And I'm going to make sure that I'm on my camera roll, or recently added. Okay. Okay. Now, what I can do is go to the text, and I'm going to want to make all this text the same, right? So we'll say bacon, egg, and cheese. You know, ham and egg. Right? So I want to use all of that same text. What's a good price for a bacon, egg, and cheese? $3.99. Right? Maybe a little high. Right? Or today's crazy special is bagel with cream cheese. Let's go crazy here. It's going to be 75 cents. Oh boy. Right? Now, if I wanted to do lunch, be the same thing. I'm not going to walk through doing lunch again, but again, you get the same idea. So I hit save. What other ways could we modify the template? So when we make a template, what we're thinking about when we're creating a template is where are the areas that are going to change each time we share this, right? We locked in the template, which, you know, is today's specials, the name of the deli, the breakfast photo, the lunch emojis, and then the stuff at the bottom. What other things could we possibly change on there, right? We could add in a spot for the date, right? So we could do something simple like that. And again, I should have done this on the template. Now we're actually trying to create like an execution of the template, but I could have added in like the date there, and what's today? The 29th, right? So today's the 29th. I can go boom, 8/29, right? And I would save that line, today's date, to be part of the template, so that you know when you see the template, when you see this same image over and over again, that your eye is going to look to the date, and it's going to look to what those specials are, right? The stuff that's locked to the bottom of the screen, the stuff that's locked to the top of the screen, I want you to think about it as if you're looking at a newspaper, right? The stuff at the top and the bottom of the screen is pretty much going to be, of the page, is pretty much going to be exactly the same every time you look at it. What's going to be different is the content that's on there. So this is how you would create a template in Instagram Stories using all the tools that we talk about at learnigstories.com. And again, I showed a lot of it to you right here. But you could make a template just like this with just your phone, no fancy cameras, no equipment. You saw all I did was find a white wall. You could create a template that you could use to share your stories, to share your content that changes each day just using Instagram stories. And what would I do here? Of course, I'd probably add in some music or something as well. You know, breakfast. What's a good breakfast song, right? Like, and I don't want this video to get taken down, so I'm not going to add in one of these videos, but you could play a few seconds of one of these songs on your story each day. You could literally make an entire Instagram story strategy just out of doing this. If this was the only thing that you posted every day and you ran a deli, this is the only thing that you need to do, because this is the information that your customers are looking for each day or each morning, right? I wake up, I want to know what flavor coffees do they have? What flavor donuts are they making today? You know, what is the weather going to be today, right? I'm going to use a template, right? If you have something that's changing on an ongoing basis, I highly recommend you create templates. You could create multiple templates. You create a Monday template, a Tuesday template, you know, that say Monday specials, and you have a picture, instead of you have a picture of your wife on there, you know, or one of your coworkers, to change up the daily template. So you have a set of 5 templates or 7 templates. And you could use that template over and over again, week after week, month after month. You could create monthly templates. The possibilities are really endless, but what you really need to get to this point is an understanding of how all of the different tools within Instagram Stories work together. And that's what you can get at learninstagramstories.com. That's learn. Oops, I should have posted that. That would have been cool. Let's do that. Today's date, right? And then we'll go 8. Actually, today's the 30th, so we'll go 8:30. Right. And that's what my template would look like every day. No problem. And of course, we'd have to fill in some lunch specials as well. But you get the idea. My name is Chris Strub. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on how to create an Instagram Stories template right in Instagram Stories. Again, Canva is another awesome tool to use if you prefer something like that, or create it on Photoshop, Paint, whatever. But again, if you just want to use Instagram Stories to create a template, that's how you do it. You want to save it to a folder where you know you can find that template everywhere that you go. Remember, set a little reminder on your phone. Remind me at 7:30. Remind me at 7:30 tomorrow morning to post the menu template to Instagram Stories. Now I got to make sure I remove that before this thing wakes me up at 7:30 tomorrow morning. I too want to remove it. My name is Chris Strub. Now don't you forget, there you go. Don't you forget, learnigstories.com. It's where you can go to learn all about Instagram Stories. I'm here to answer your questions about Instagram Stories. So make sure you hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, at Chris Strub, facebook.com/Team Strub. Join the Social with Strub Facebook group. But most importantly, go to learnigstories.com. That's learnigstories.com. I'll see you over there.